So a couple of months back, I was given $100 credits to go shopping on YESSTYLE because it was my birthday month. I was like entitled to it. So I was going shopping, we went shopping together, and finally the items are here right now in front of me. They've been sitting here at the corner of my table for I would say a solid 2 to 3 weeks at this point already. So I just wanted to sit down, chit chat, play around with makeup, and show you guys the items in action. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm gonna be wearing contacts today, so the lenses I'll be using are from MOODYLENSES. You can tell I am blind as a bat from my very bad degree, and these are in Gemini blue, so they are blue colored lenses. I get one item out of the way because it's a nail product, and obviously I won't be doing my nails as I do my makeup. This is from Homemade. This is the Weekly Gel Magnet Glitter Nail in MG16 Day Spring Magnet. I did pick this up because I actually tried a couple of colors, 3 of them, when I was in Japan, and I really loved it. Basically, these are cat eye nail polishes that are water-based, meaning you just have to peel it off your nails. There's like quite minimal damage. All you have to do is apply your nails, use a UV light lamp, and then after that, you know, it's cured. That's it. That's literally it. And it's so easy and fast, and the effects that you get is so beautiful. Let me just show you. Number MG16. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? I actually got another color, which was Ocean Magnet MG11. However, that was out of stock. Like, I waited an additional week on top of the 21 days to order this, to pre-order this. So I'm just like, you know what? I'll live. A bit sad that I'm not able to get my hands on this because here in Singapore, it's not available. And I tried to look for like third-party dropshippers or even from the official Homemade website. It's hard. It's really hard to get my hands on it. So I think it's only available on YESSTYLE from where I'm at here in Singapore. If not, I might just check Taobao because I'm really tempted to score some more of this. By the way, all of the products that I'll be using today, I'll link it down below for you. So go and check that out if I forget to mention anything or you're curious about what shade I'm using. This brow powder and pencil that I've been using from Excel, this was like one of the most like top rated pencils when I was at the Harajuku at Cosme store, and I was like, oh, okay, I gotta check it out. Actually, this is available here, but it is like quite pricey. So literally you get the brow pencil and then you twist it up. The brow powder is here. So you don't really get a lot of product for the pencil itself, but I do like it because it just holds up like so nicely. It's not too waxy, it's not too creamy, it's not too hard, and I think this is just a good like travel like all-in-one pencil. I'm actually going overseas, I think next month, to Australia. So I actually am planning to bring this pencil along because, girl, this pencil is really good. I think I can last. I think I can have enough to last till my trip. I am looking forward to going down under, and I have been to Australia once when I was a child. I'm talking 3.5. I really don't remember much about it. I mean, I do have photos of it, of that trip, but I genuinely don't remember much in my head. So I think it's also a different pace as well for travel because all along my trips have been, oh my god, shopping, eating, shopping, just a lot of shopping, not a lot of sightseeing. So maybe for this it'll be much more of like a slow pace, appreciating the view and all that. I did buy like a mini travel sketchbook because I just low-key want to get back into drawing and just, you know, scenery is something that we don't really get a lot here in Singapore because everything here is literally a concrete jungle. I thought it'd be a little like nice change of pace and view and all that. So hopefully I can capture some of that. I'm gonna prep my eyes with the MAC Paint Pot, and this is in Painterly. This is one with like the pink base. And then afterwards, we are going to go into the Icor palette. This one that I got is in Geek Grey. I have been eyeing this particular palette for a really long time and really excited to actually try out the eyeshadow formula from Espoir. So this is the eyeshadow palette over here. Pretty, right? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to play with this. And the reason why you can see that these 3 palettes over here are longer than the rest is because that actually on this like plastic slip, right, they suggest that this top color here is the base, this is the point color, and this is actually supposedly a brow color, which I find it very interesting because not a lot of times when it comes to eyeshadow palettes, right? K-beauty brands don't really like suggest using their eyeshadow as brow powders, or like specifically this is the base color, that's why there's like more product to it. At least not to me as an international customer. Maybe in like Korean beauty among the locals, maybe this is a thing. I mean, obviously this is makeup. You can use whatever powders you want for your brow. Heck, you can use this pink for your brows as well. Nobody's gonna stop you. I just find it very interesting. Like, that is how this palette is suggested to be used. And also, the shades itself are printed on this plastic slip over here and the back of the box over here. On the back of the actual palette is literally like a mirror looking ass kind of thing. They can actually pull off this plastic tab and it will be like a mirror which you can see like from the rims of it. However, I do feel like if this is a eyeshadow palette, you're gonna like throw this around and all that, wouldn't the mirror like get scratched up as you just, you know, wear and tear, putting it all over the place? So I kind of like the shape of this eyeshadow palette as well, because it's like rounded edges and it's just like a very unique shape. I don't see a lot of brands doing palettes like this. I mean, a lot of times the standard eyeshadow palettes nowadays is like this like rectangle. That's it, girl. That's all you're getting. I just like the design of this coming from a more like nerdy design POV side of things. The one shade that I'm really excited to test out from this palette is actually this one. I can't wait to put this on my eyelids. Yeah, my favorite color is purple. So this purple that is deep plummy, and there's also like blue flecks of glitter in it. Sounds like a dream. I'm ready to put it all over my eyes. I'm gonna first start off with this grayish transition shade over here on a fluffy brush. A little bit of kick up. Gonna knock off the excess. Okay, it actually picked up a pretty decent amount of product in my crease over here. Okay. Can see a bit of the shadow flying off. But it's normal, it's okay. Also, this palette is suggested for winter tones. If you're wondering, I was classified as a light summer, but I also heard people say that, you know what, because I think you're a winter tone, which, you know, at this point, I don't really care. I just know that I like cool tone colors because that flatters me the best. So as long as it's cool tone, as long as there's pigment, I can, you know, work with different pigmentation, share it out, add more, all that kind of thing. I don't really mind. I know I shouldn't be impressed by laying down like the first pigment of eyeshadow, like, oh my god, it is so pigmented. Honestly, it's not as pigmented as like Western beauty eyeshadows, but for a K-beauty eyeshadow, I can tell and I can see that the grey is laid down on my eyelids. Because with some K-beauty eyeshadows, I realized that even with greys like this, right, they don't show up on my eyelids. It's just like too tightly pressed to the point where nothing is picking up on the brush and nothing is laying down on the eyelids. So this one, for it being my transition shade and the fact that I can actually see the greyish hue peeking through on my eyelids, yeah, I think that's not too bad. Let's not get our hopes up, okay? Though I'm really rooting I'm really rooting for YESSTYLE because I want this to work so bad. I'm gonna take the point color, this like bright fuchsia pink, like that typical winter pink. If you're a K-beauty lover, you know it's that kind of pinky purple. I'm gonna put it on the center of my eyes. It's showing through a little bit, but I would like it to be a bit more pigmented, so I'm going in with more. I'm just trying to saturate my brush a bit more right now. I'm bringing it up higher to my crease a little bit because my eyes do have that layer of fat like right over here. So sometimes the eyeshadow gets like hidden by that layer of fat at certain angles, or it looks very like short. So I have to bring it up just like a little bit, but not too high up to the brow bone area here. And yeah, I mean, the shadow itself, I wish it was more pigmented. I mean, this is a K-beauty palette. You're gonna get that K-beauty-esque makeup look, so you're definitely not gonna get that saturated pink like what you see in the pan. It's definitely more of that light wash sheerness. Kind of went back and dipped in a little bit again because I really want the pink to be a little bit stronger. I didn't want to be so like boring. Taking this grayish purple, and I want to see how deep this can go, and I'm gonna tuck it into my outer V over here. It is showing up, but it's not as deep as I would like it to be. So I am going into the cool matte dark brown over here. I'm gonna tuck it in. I'm just gonna lightly tap it on the outer V, like barely. Yeah, that is that level of like depth that I really need for that contrast that I really like as well. And now for the exciting part, the grape glass purple. Ooh, okay, that is pretty. That is pretty. Not many brands do a purple like this for a K-beauty brand. For a K-beauty brand, okay. Gotta be specific. Okay. I'm just gonna pull it on the center of my eyelids, like right over here. Okay. Ooh, that is pretty though. The base pigment is slightly stronger than typical K-beauty shadows, but still pretty translucent where you can still see the base matte shadows peek through a little bit. But I do love the sparkles of this. The sparkles are super mesmerizing, like blue glitters. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, Espoir. That was a saving grace. I'm just bringing it up slightly higher up to the brow bone fat area. And you can see. Ooh, that is stunning. Okay, cool. This is so cute. I'm trying my best to keep it in like the center area, like focus it right in the center, because if you were to pull the glitter like too far back to maybe like the outer V part, right, what's gonna happen is that the glitters are gonna catch the light, right, and it's gonna make your eyelids look a little bit more poofy, a little bit more fatty, for the lack of a better word, so it looks more swollen in a sense. So when you keep it on the high points of your eyes, like right over here, right, then it just makes your eyeballs more three-dimensional, and then it pops out a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye over here, and I'll be back with y'all in a bit. I put on some dark brown eyeliner, and this is the one I'm using, the Can-Make Creamy Touch Liner in dark brown. And also cluster lashes. Every single time I use cluster lashes in this particular style, right, I always get comments and DMs from you guys, so I just want to put it out there. It's this one from YESSTYLE. This is the SO3 0.07C mix. So this is how the lashes look like. I'm using this one over here. You can see I didn't use the inner corner one because I feel like sometimes it can be a bit too like pokey. So I'm just using majority of it, and this is how it looking like. Really, really pretty. Absolutely love it. I'm still a big kind of a noob at cluster lashes and lashes in general, like fake lashes. So today I actually did put it like underneath my eyelashes, natural lashes. I'm really scared I'm gonna pull off my natural lashes. So yeah, that is something I'm a little bit concerned later on. But I'll probably use like a oil makeup remover to slowly like dissolve the glue away, because if not, I don't want to just pull it out, because I will pull out my natural lashes. Okay, if I just like look straight, just like that. It's a bit hard to see, right? Because the lashes are kind of covering up a little bit. So I'm just gonna use my finger again, go back into the special shade, and I am just going to maybe dab off a bit excess. I'm just gonna bring it up slightly higher now, like right on top, like right over here. So a bit of that purple color like comes through a bit more. Same thing with the other eye. Just bring it up a bit more. I'm gonna use my standard under eye brightener from Fenty Beauty. This is the one in Melon. I have a feeling Fenty is going to discontinue this, because I was trying to buy a backup of this on Sephora, Singapore. Everything is sold out. I'm scared. I'm really scared that it's gonna sell out. I used to not understand why people get so mad when their favorite product, gets discontinued. Now I know that feeling of like, what the heck? No, don't discontinue this. I need it in my life. What do you mean? I've been using this since maybe like 2021, 2022. I think 2021, yeah. And you're telling me this is getting discontinued? Why? I really do love the formula of this. Like, it's so creamy, doesn't crease under my eyes like a concealer does, and it just cancels out the blueness and grayness in my eyes very, very well. And this is my ride or die. I'm really sad if this has discontinued, truly. Oh wait, I totally forgot about this clear glitter eye stick. This is the soft blending shadow stick in G301 Twinkle Ocean. No, oh my god, the eyes are already like high-key done already, so oh, okay. Wow, this is actually pretty girthy for some reason. Just for reference, Can-Make creamy touch liner. This is pretty thick. Wow, okay. I didn't expect it to be so large and in charge. Let's swatch at the back of my hand. Oh, this is pretty. I think this could be used as a highlighter though. No? It's the nice blue like reflectiveness. Not super intense like blue reflective sheen. But I do think this is like a subtle blue hue kind of moment. Not very strong. Let me try to use the brush tip over here. Okay. I don't know. I would personally never use this end over here. It's a nice additional like thing, I guess, but I wouldn't use it personally. I would use my fingers, or if not, another standalone brush. There's not a lot of wiggle room for it to really like smudge it out. The moment you lay down the product, you gotta quickly like tap it out or you know, smudge a little bit. Cause now when I try to, you know, do something about it, I can feel that it's gripping, like it's fixated and adhered to like my skin. Now for base makeup, I have 2 over here, actually 3. I did buy 3 base makeup, but I already did a video on the Clear Kill Cover Mesh Blur Cushion, which you can go and check it out. I already did a whole video about it, talking about my opinions, things like that, so go and check that video out. I won't use it today because I obviously want to try something new. So I have the Espoir Bee Velvet Foundation. This is the latest reformulation and repackaging. I really enjoyed the Bee Velvet Cushion Foundation when it was the 2023 version. So I wanted to try the liquid foundation version. And the Misha BB cream. I know this is super duper popular, especially it's a like K-beauty staple kind of thing. But I've never tried it until today. So I have it in my hands right now. This is in number 23. And the Espoir Bee Velvet Foundation, I got it in Petal, if I am not wrong. Yeah, 22 and neutral petal over here. Okay, number 23. I heard that this is pretty grey. Let's see. Oh wow, okay, that is grey. Okay. Normally I'm like 22, 23, sometimes 21 depending. Not 19, okay, I'm not a 19 for sure. Ooh. This color is kind of nice. It's very muted. Oh, sorry, I'm swatching it right next to like the shimmery shades, but like it might be a little bit like dark for me, like a tad bit too dark, because I was afraid 21 would be too light. I was gonna look like Casper the Friendly Ghost. But you know what? Why am I doing this? Why am I like, ugh? I could do this all along. Fragrance is a bit strong. A little bit too strong. Yeah, I think this is a bit too dark now that it's oxidizing. Ooh, okay. It's okay. I can make this work somehow or other. 72% hyaluronic acid, peptide, and lacto-PDRN. Wait, what? That's PDRN, like the salmon sperm thing here? Really? A semi-matte liquid foundation with a velvety smooth texture that perfectly covers pores and provides a long-lasting, clean, and flawless look. SPF 22 PA++, pore blurring, breathable coverage. As much as I like low-key live for like the clean girl aesthetic, I love having that I'm wearing makeup look, you know, that kind of thing. Ooh, okay, Espoir, this is nice, real nice, okay. There's a bit of scent to it. Ooh, but the cover of this, it's not like a click-on, it's actually like a bit magnetic, a little bit. Okay. Ooh. Oh, this feels thin. This feels quite similar to the, you know, the Maybelline Lumi Matte foundation that is like really thin in formula, but it's high in coverage. It's giving me that. Does have that signature Espoir scent, because I remember smelling something quite similar to this when I had the cushion foundation. Whoa, okay, Espoir, wow. It just keeps going. Oh my god, I'm gonna like stain my sleeve at this point. I can be honest and say that I expected this to look a lot more pink base, because you know how K-beauty names nowadays, when they title or name something, the name alludes to an undertone. So like neutral, I was saying neutral is really like neutral. But petal, I was expecting like maybe like a pink or soft pinky base. But I guess it's more like a tone thing right now. But you know what? This does have that bit of pinkiness. I mean, you can see between my sallow olive green skin and then this, right? This is like super bright. This one has a lot of like that grayness, sallow, which, you know, a lot of brands like, at least like in Asian beauty standards, like we try to avoid that. But I feel like low-key, high-key, we should embrace it and not try to like make ourselves look super duper bright. So based on my experience using like a similar foundation formula, which is the Maybelline Lumi Matte foundation, right? This kind of like thin, high coverage kind of foundation, right, can be very, very drying if you never like prep your skin well enough. I'm just gonna swatch it for you guys, the Misha one. Yeah, that's a bit dark. A bit dark. Maybe I should have gone for 21. That might have been better. This one next to it, Espoir. Ooh, you can see. Okay, this is also a bit bright. Gravitating more towards the Espoir liquid foundation. So I'm just gonna slowly cover the Misha BB cream up a little bit. I think I can try it out like another time. Maybe I'll mix it up with another BB cream that I have that is lighter in tone. Maybe that will work. But you know, oh my god, even with my finger, wow, it blended out so nice. I mean, obviously I'm gonna use like a brush. Probably should also use like a spatula or something to like thin out the layer. But I'm just gonna go ahead and use Real Techniques, the buffing brush, and just like slowly work it out. Ideally, for this kind of like high coverage like foundations, right, I also like to color correct just like a little bit, because I know my face, especially like the corners of my nose, my inner part of my cheek, they can get a little bit red. And when you go in with like high coverage foundations like this, right, sometimes the redness will still like peek through, because like the layers are so thin, but it's not enough to cover up the redness. So I'm just gonna show you guys like standalone by itself, like how it will look like. Honestly, I went in with like half a pump, not even one full pump of this Pea Velvet foundation. It's looking really good. I do see what they mean by that pore blurring aspect, especially right here and here. However, like I mentioned earlier, you can see the redness, all of my textured bumps and all that peeking through right now over here, which is definitely not ideal for when you want to do like more full glam looks, more like heavier makeup looks. The most ideal is actually to color correct all of this like redness and like get rid of it, right? So, I mean, it is what it is. And most likely I will want to kind of maybe mix the green with this now. I mean, you guys have seen like one layer of this. This is how it will look like. I would imagine 2 layers will look even more like brighter and a heavier coverage. Nothing like natural about this type of like blurriness, as much as I can tell based off like this first impression. And if it were me, right, I would totally use like the green VDL primer that I really like. I would use that as my base, and then I'll go in with this on top by itself, because I just wanted it to be like a point of reference. If for example, if you don't plan on buying any other primers, you don't have like the budget for it, you just want to get one foundation, this is what you will kind of deal with. So I think for this foundation, for it to like truly shine and, you know, really look like that really blurred egg kind of look, right, which is what this is giving right now, I will highly recommend get a color corrector, do some basic color correction first, then go in with this foundation, right? I totally can see this foundation looking like really gorgeous. So I went to get a little bit of a snack, and this is maybe after 20 minutes of wear. Didn't powder it down whatsoever, and it's still looking pretty good, not gonna lie. But again, the redness here, it's still peeking through. A bit of texture is showing through right over here. I think in really like stronger intense lighting, maybe it's not that obvious. But for me, I mean, I can see it up close and personal. I think from afar it looks pretty good, but maybe up close is a bit kind of thing. Anyway, shall we get into the blush? This is Intense Grapes Pop. And I'm just gonna take a bit of it on the back of my hand, and I'm just gonna dab it on top of the foundation. Should I powder this down? What do you think? Low-key want to just let it sit on my face and see how this would wear. But I also plan on filming like one more video after this. So maybe I should powder this down. Using a classic blush brush from 13 Rushes. It's a little bit big, like you can see I'm struggling to get product. Currently my only clean brush for blush. And then I'm gonna gently tap on top, like right over here. Oh, that's a pretty color, to be honest. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna do some light contouring, and I think the last 2 products that we have from the haul is actually lip pencils. I added a bit of cream contour on my face, and now I want to use the same palette, right? I want to use this as my highlighter because I think this would be such a pretty, like, nice highlighter for cool tones as well. I just want to try. I'm gonna pop it like here. I'm really focusing it like here. I don't want to bring it up like too high as well because I feel like for my face shape, it's quite round and also very flat. So when I focus it where exactly the light hits and where it reflects, right? That is the most like natural and prettiest way to do in terms of placement. Anything else, like, you know, doing it the Western YouTuber way of like doing it this whole stripe over here, right? Because my face is like so flat and round and there's not a lot of like angles to it, it doesn't look that great. So for me, it's like, I don't think I want to put too much highlighter, just a little bit, and focusing it on like the cheek point, like this point, and like that's it. That's good enough for me. Only left with lips right now, and I have 2 lip pencils. I'm a big fan of Korean lip pencils, and I have 2. This one is from Espoir. This is the Plum Piece Over Lip Pencil in number 3 beige volume, which is this one over here. And then I have the Unleasher Oh Happy Day lip pencil in number 5 Love Rose, if I'm not wrong. Yes, number 5 Love Rose over here. And apparently this one, Alicia promotes it as a multi-use stick, soft smudging and long lasting. So that sounds nice. Love Rose looks more of like, you know, like name suggests, rosy kind of color. I might be able to get away with this look because so far my makeup is looking pretty cool tone, and you can see the color is like right at the bottom over here. This one from Espoir. Let me see. Oh, one thing I want to point out about Espoir packaging that I really like, that is also very inclusive, is that they actually do like braille at the side of their packaging, which is, I've never seen a K-beauty brand do that aside from Espoir, which I'm like, dang. I wonder what's the reason why. I mean, really good. I love it. But I wonder what makes them do braille. And then we have this one from Unleasher. Ooh, that's a really nice rosy color. Okay. I feel like this also pulls a little bit more warm tone. Oh, super creamy. This one feels a little bit more of like that creamy velvety matte. This one from Espoir feels a little bit more of like that gelish texture. I'm just gonna contour the corners a bit. And then I'm going to go over. Oh, this one is super duper like vibrant. Doesn't really like contour. And honestly, I think this is a color that would be even nice to use alone by itself. If you've been here long enough, you know that my favorite lip pencils, in terms of formula, in terms of shade, is actually the Lily by Red Smiley Lip Blending Sticks. Those are my favorite. This one is a bit too vibrant to my liking. Does this lippy match? I don't think so. I don't think this matches. Hold, pause. Even though I want to try and force the lippies, the lip pencils to work, I don't think it will work for today's lip look. Try one more time. This one is the beige one. Yeah, you can see this is, nah. Oh, this has like a tingling sensation. Ooh. It feels like, you know when you eat spicy food and then it like tingles on the edges of your mouth? Yeah, that's how it feels like right now on my lips. I use this 3CE Blur Matte Lipstick in Unknown Way. I'm so sad that they discontinued this. That looks way much more coherent and more harmonious with today's look. Okay, I'm going to add a bit of the Dinto Blurry Glowy Lip Tint a bit. This one is in 214 Vienna. Yeah. That's like good enough for me. Ooh. I feel like my lip line could be a little bit cleaner because, you know, I did going with something that wasn't right just now. But if not, oh my god, I really love today's makeup look. I'm back with my hair styled and all, and what a difference it makes. Like literally, I look so much more put together with the makeup on and everything, and I feel like it just ties the look so much better. So far, I must say, I'm really happy with the Espoir Eye-Core palettes over here. I was low-key eyeing like another eyeshadow palette from them. Maybe, I don't know, should I get the coral one for my upcoming like makeup kit that I'm currently building. So far, I really like the performance of the, eyeshadow based off my first impressions. It's very like typical Korean eyeshadow palettes, but maybe it's like slightly more interesting colors. The formula is maybe like a bit not as hard pressed as compared to like other Korean beauty brands. But I feel like the color stories are a little bit more interesting as compared to your 50 Shades of Pink beiges, pale pinks, I don't know. But this one was quite an interesting color story. I think I want to quickly like compare between this Espoir palette and the Ramen palette. I feel like for the Ramen, the Kuromi palette, right, this one, it's a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more saturated as compared to the Espoir. Espoir, I feel like, is maybe like toned down version of this. I feel like these two could be like sister palettes a little bit. So even, for example, shades that are super similar to one another, for example, this shade and this shade, these two, this is like the gray version of this, and this is maybe like 10-20% more saturated, more vibrant compared to this. Even the super like point or bright shade, for example, Kuromi will be like this pink palette over a pink shade over here, and Espoir is this pink shade over here. These two are very different colors, but this one is a lot more pink, a lot more bright, a lot more of that white pigment. This one is slightly toned down as compared to this one. So let me just like swatch it for you. Yeah, you can see that the colors very close to one another, but Espoir is just like a step toned down. And the biggest difference between these two palettes is that the deepest darkest eyeshadow, this one is a cool tone matte black, which is very hard to come by in K-beauty shadow palettes, and the Espoir one is a cool tone deep dark brown. Normally a lot of the case for Korean beauty eyeshadow palettes is that they will go for a brown instead of a black, because they feel like black is a lot of times very intimidating and very harsh, not very natural as compared to a deep dark brown. So I think this one really depends on your personal preference. See which one you like. And yeah, I really like both of these palettes, but I do think there's like time and place for each individual palette. 2A and Dreamcatcher palette. And you can tell that this one, it does have that grayish tone to it as well, like the two grayish browns at the top over here. But the pinks are very soft, very light as compared to this one over here. I feel like the pinks in here are a lot more softer, a lot more feminine as compared to this one. This one is really like grunge deep. One more eyeshadow palette I wanted to compare it to was the Wake Make Blue Core Blurring palette. When I saw this, the grays, right, really reminded me of this palette from Wake Make, especially like you can see this part over here. So the reason why I bought this palette initially was because I was super blown away and intrigued by the color story, and I really wanted like this type of like grayish gravel looking like shadows. Let me just swatch this one for you, the deepest gray. Okay, so I was expecting something that was deep and dark. So this is Wake Make. When I used this on my eyelids, right, it was barely giving me anything. So yeah, this is how the colors look like. You can see this one is Espoir, this is Wake Make. I'm gonna swatch this one over here. Yeah, I mean tonally they look pretty close to one another, but I feel like for the Wake Make shadow, right, it's just so tightly pressed to the point where see like nothing really like comes off on the skin itself, and then when you try to like blend it out, right, it's there, but it's like it's blending out into nothing. And then we have Espoir one. You can see that the pigment still kind of like sticks to it a little bit. And this one is also from Espoir over here. And you try to blend it out a little bit. Yes, it blends out, but you can see that it still tries to adhere a little bit. The more I blended for the Wake Make one, the more it just blurred out into nothing for me personally. I mean, it's really hard to tell on camera, but in person, I definitely can see a difference between the three. I'll keep you guys posted on my thoughts on the other items as well, and let me know what are some of the makeup items that you have tested out so far, and I would love to hear from you guys. So make sure to drop it down in the comments below what you think, and I will see you guys in my next video, which you can check out over here. Bye!